Get on my level, 297.
I can only hit 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 now. I haven't hit both yet. But I'll probably do it right now. Oh, that's so sick. Alright. Pray for 3 and 4. That's alright. Could have been better. 273.
Fair enough.
Alright, so let's take a look at that. So this is going to be second lap hot lap. You don't really get enough momentum on the first lap and your tires probably aren't warm enough, so we're going to do second lap here. So I don't love driving right by the wall on your out lap, like right along the wall. You have to turn way too much, so it like doesn't even work. It really doesn't work. So what you want to do instead is you want to take a big arc and late apex, and that's how you can get on the throttle really early. You can see that I'm almost full throttle already, and we just kind of started the corner. Then as we get to that late apex, so you don't even have to get to the bottom here, I full throttle, try to straighten out the wheel as early as possible so that we don't choke off our speed, and it's going to be a pretty good run to the line. Okay, so first corner here, I'm going to come all the way up. Make sure that you don't get to the yellow wall. Like, make sure that you don't stay so low that you get to this wall too late, because it's going to be really hard to turn back down. So it might like lose you a tiny bit, but I really like just getting up by the wall early. And then I do what we call a grip flick, or whatever people call it these days, where I turn the car a little bit before I start the turn, just to get the car pointed with my nose at an angle down here. So you can see that little wheel movement I had. And then it starts driving down the hill, and I back it off to about 40% throttle, and we just hold that and slowly raise it until we get to the apex, in which I'm slowly, you see how smooth my throttle is here? This is how you're going to get the optimal 1 and 2. You want to back off to 40%, 30 to 40% like so, and then right as you back off there, you just slowly, smoothly raise it. Like, this is about as slow and smooth as I get with my soft pedals. So if you're able to get smoother, more power to you, because that is how you're going to get the speed here. And the car kept pretty grounded. It wanted to be a little loose, but you don't want it to kick out or else you lose the momentum. But yeah, last thing to note with that too is notice how I apex about at the traditional apex part, maybe a tiny late apex, but you notice how the car kind of lingers on the bottom for a little bit. That's what you want. You want to get the left sides on the paint because there's grip down there. If you miss this zone right here, when you hit the apex, you are not going to get the perfect drive off because paint has grip, both in real life and in sim. So we see a pretty normal exit there. Didn't have to struggle too much for it because we got the help from the grip on the paint. And then we're going to go to 3 and 4 here. Similar idea. I like a little bit of an earlier entry with 3 and 4, just because 3 and 4 has a really weird angle where you can't really late apex it, or else it will, like, you have to slow down a lot more than otherwise, because the corner has a really big choke off point to where you have to turn more to miss it. So I just like getting to the bottom. Getting to the bottom, holding partial throttle on the bottom, a little more patient than on 1 and 2, but we want to get full throttle as early as possible. And you can see that I'm pretty safe from hitting the wall. I want to delay my slide up point as late as possible. And again, right on that paint. Don't hit the apron, but right on that paint, you're going to get grip down there. So early apex, get on that paint, stay down there as long as you can without backing out of the throttle, and then full throttle off. Let's take a look at that one more time without pausing. So backing off to 40%, getting down to the paint, holding it, testing it, going a little higher. Don't slide up, delay your slide up, and then full throttle as soon as your slide up is delayed. And then you can make exit. And then you just cut back down to the grass, pretty standard. And you have a good run, and that's a good corner. All right, now let's go talk about long run. All right, now let's do the long run. So there are a couple of very important points for this long run, and it's going to be very difficult. So first off, the bottom white line, like literally the white line, the paint has grip on it. So what you're going to want to do is to get on this white line as early as possible and not hit the apron, of course. So you have to get as close to the apron as you possibly can And see how I missed it there? I'm going to lose so much time now because I just have a lot less grip than I would if I'm on the white line. It's kind of crazy, but it's true. This will work especially like maybe towards like lap 5 to 10. Like you can kind of use your tires to get through the first few laps, but if you're able to hook up to this white line like so, you're going to use a lot less tire because of the grip that you get down there. 3091, I want to be a little faster. You want to start on like the 3070s-ish, maybe a little quicker than that. So I'm getting onto the white line with partial throttle. You see, it's crazy grip down here. Insanity grip. Like, I did the first corner last lap kind of bad, but that was 0.2 of a second up on it with just being right on this white line. Just staying right on the white line, get that grip, and you can full throttle earlier. You turn the wheel less. Yeah, this is where I want to be for lap times on early run. And basically the entire run is just going to be you adjusting your line, so you're going to get on this white line and just stay on the bottom as long as possible and utilize that paint grip. There's honestly not, like, people like to go to the top at the end of the run, like to go to the middle when they're searching for speed, but on this ARCA car, this grip right on that white line over time is going to beat out anything. Like, going middle might be a tiny bit faster for one lap, but it's going to use so much more time. Okay, so we get down here. So you see I missed the white line here, so now look at how much less I'm able to carry my speed because I missed the white line. And that wasn't even by much, too. I moved up like a quarter of a lane. And that's just like the difference between a really good lap and an okay lap. And you can use a lot of tire to get any line closer to that, but you don't want to use a lot of tire. You don't want to turn the wheel a lot. So this is all just kind of a crazy thing that you can get so much grip down there, but apparently it is realistic. I remember talking to Anthony Alfredo about this in one of my videos, and he said, yes, the white line in real life has grip. The paint has grip. So when you go down there and you get your tires on, there's more grip than being on the asphalt, which is kind of crazy. So there's going to be a couple fall off points. So like in this part of the run, I'm running like the same lap times over and over again. You're going to have fall off around like lap 10 to 15-ish, and then it's going to fall off again in like somewhere in the 20s. So when your car like really handles bad one corner, don't be scared. It's just that your car is like shifting where the load goes on the tires, and you just have to adjust to it. You might have to back up a little more, turn down a little later, make a little wider arc. Like later in the run, you're going to have to do a wider arc down like this to get to the white line, because you're going to have to turn the wheel too much to make it work on the bottom. But for the first 10 or so laps, that shallow entry is great. But I think that's all I got. It's all about bottom feeding. Just be a bottom feeder. Don't make things too complicated. Get to that white line. Don't hit the apron, and just stick your tires on. All right, now let's go check the tire wear. We didn't do too many laps. It must have been like about 6 or 7. See, make sure that we're wearing stuff fairly evenly. This is gonna be a right front burning track. Very hard to get the car on the right rear here without doing something crazy. So yeah, we did 7 laps here. 98.98, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. Good tire wear, good lap times, just precise, stick the car on the white line, use the grip down there. All right, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.